Major developments in the global financial markets in the past 24 hours, and who better than to give us some insights on it than Jimmy Rogers of Rogers Holdings. Mr. Rogers, thank you as always for taking the time. So we've had the Bank of Japan expand its quantitative easing program, the ECB saying it's buying more EU bonds, Brazil doubling its tax on foreign capital. What, if anything, ties all these threads together?
Silver, gold, inflation, money printing. You know, the central banks and governments around the world are going to print money till we run out of trees. It's outrageous what they're doing. They think they're doing the right thing. I know they're not doing the right thing. Protect yourself with hard assets.
With hard assets, because obviously you've been a bull on hard assets, and we've talked about gold many times. Do you have any concerns all that gold has become a crowded trade at this point?
Well, right now gold's been going straight up. I don't like to jump on a moving bus, but I'm not selling my gold. Gold can go up a few dollars and maybe have a correction. Gold could correct for a few months, but gold, the bull market in gold is not over yet. It's far from it.
And I would ask you the same question about agricultural commodities, which you've been very bullish on as well when we've spoken in the past. It seems to be now the quote-unquote hot trade with a lot of hedge fund managers.
Well, I'm much more bullish on agriculture than I am even on gold. I own both, as a matter of fact. What you should do is become a farmer. I mean, farming is going to be a great profession in the next 2 or 3 decades. That's where the money's going to be made.
Right, so nothing that's happened in recent months, economically or otherwise, has changed your view on that?
No, absolutely not. Do you know anybody who's become a farmer? Anybody left TV or left the internet and gone to become a farmer? No. We have a shortage of farmers developing in many countries of the world.
So what, if anything, do these actions by various central bankers around the world tell you about the state of the global economy? Financial markets are up big again today on this news, but I'm guessing you don't believe that that's really telling the true story.
Well, when you print a lot of money, or when you give people a lot of money, the people who get the money are better off. There's no question about that. But the country, the world as a whole, is worse off. Sure, some of us feel much better, especially people in the financial markets, or people who get all this money. But the world's in worse shape. The world is not getting better. The world's getting worse.
Right, so at what point do you think the extremes in the terms of what the financial markets are doing and what the economy are doing will come together, where the rubber meets the road?
Well, eventually they're going to run out of trees. They can't keep printing money, you know. They can't keep spending money. The U.S. government can't triple its debt again. Mr. Bernanke can't print that much more money. Eventually, the currency markets are going to get into turmoil, more turmoil, I should say, and eventually interest rates will start going up, and eventually people will realize, hey, we have problems, and they're not being met by printing money.
Are you actively short currencies right now?
No, I'm not. Well, I own various currencies, which means I don't own some currencies, obviously, but I do not have any short positions in any currencies. I don't know quite how the currency turmoil is going to play out. I hope I own currencies which are going to benefit. I own the yen, I own the euro, the Swiss franc, a few things. I hope the currencies I own are going to do well. That's in 5 years.
And obviously a lot of our audience is concerned about what's happening with the dollar. You've been bearish on it for some time now. A lot of folks at the Federal Reserve will say, well, in 2008 when the crisis hit, the dollar rallied. Do they have a false sense of security about the dollar's staying power as a store of value in the world's reserve currency?
Well, they certainly have a false sense of security. They think the dollar is a good place to be. That doesn't mean it won't go up. Right now, everybody's very pessimistic on the dollar, including me. So I wouldn't sell the dollar by any means right now. But no, the dollar's a terribly flawed currency. It's going to have serious problems over the next decade or so.
And I know it's starting to rain, and I want to get you out of it. Have you ever seen a period in your time working on Wall Street and investing where you've had treasuries rallying like this, along with stocks and commodities all at the same time?
Well, I don't remember, but it's just because I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning either. My memory is not what it used to be. I'm sure there have been periods like this. Everything that's happened has happened before, I assure you, sometime or another in history. All the people on TV who say this happens, therefore this has to happen.
Don't listen to that.
Don't listen.
So how do you see this all playing out? Inflation without a doubt?
We have inflation, bonds will go down, eventually interest rates will go up, there'll be more currency turmoil, more problems in the stock market. If the world economy doesn't get better, they're going to print a lot of money. So own real assets, own commodities, own silver, own rice, own natural gas, own real things. Because if the world gets better, they'll do well because of the shortages. If the world doesn't get better, they'll do well because they're going to print money. Now, printing money is not the right thing to do, but they don't know that. They're not very smart people. That's why they're in Washington.